Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to spend some time with me on the video. Always appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to give you a little seminar on choosing the best color of your Whopper Plopper. You know, June is really, in my opinion, sort of the start of the year for Whopper Plopper fishing. I've got 4 different colors that I primarily use. So what we're going to do in the video is we're going to go over each one of those colors, and I'm going to talk about the scenario that it works best in. Because a lot of times color makes all the difference in the world if you're going to get bit on these things or not. So we'll get into that in today's video. Also, guys, just a quick reminder, you guys hear me talking about our Father's Day sale on my Silverback Series RB2, RB3 Series sunglasses. If you guys would like to get a pair for Father's Day, you can get them at 25% off up to Father's Day. I'll put the Silverback link in the description if you guys want to pick up a pair. And I would suggest those High-Con yellow lenses, man. That's my favorite lens color for about 80% of my fishing, so much appreciated there. Okay guys, we've done a lot of Whopper Plopper stuff in the past, and we'll probably continue to do so because this thing, man, it's one of those baits that I've got a love-hate relationship with it. I started fishing a Whopper Plopper years ago before a lot of people even knew about it, and there was a handful of guys around my part of the country that knew about this thing and sort of kept it a secret. And there were some people that won a few tournaments on it, probably 8 or 10 years ago, sort of gave it away, and it lost its effectiveness. And it's, in my opinion, a Whopper Plopper is probably 50% less effective today than it was 8 or 10 years ago, simply because it's a bait that telegraphs itself. But nevertheless, it's still an incredible fish catcher under certain conditions and a super fun bait to fish. So one of the things about it is, like, when you have a bait like a Whopper Plopper that gets really hot and a lot of people use them and the fish get conditioned to them, you can still catch a bunch of fish on these things, but you got to really tweak a lot of different factors with it. Like, you got to be in the right place at the right time, you got to have the right set of weather conditions, and you got to have the right colors that we're going to talk about in today's video. So guys, let's talk a little bit about the colors first. I'm going to go over my 4 favorite colors and we'll talk about them. And also, guys, I will put my Whopper Plopper link and my Tackle Warehouse link in the description if you guys want to try some of these colors. If you use that link to order your Whopper Ploppers, really good way to support the channel. So much appreciated there. Okay, the first one, guys, is some type of a translucent color. Now, I'm not going to call them by name here because it's not the specific color name that is important as the pattern of it. So this one right here, I believe this is the that's the monkey butt, maybe. Yeah, I think this is the monkey butt one. But anyway, it's characterized by, it's got a translucent finish. You can see my finger rolling behind it. It's a natural hue. It's a translucent sort of clear finish. Doesn't stand out a lot. And this is one of my favorite Whopper Plopper colors under a little bit brighter conditions, cleaner water, and conditions where you don't have a lot of wind. In other words, a little bit tougher fishing conditions. So my ideal scenario for the translucent ones here, excuse me guys, dang allergies, I've been fighting all week. But the ideal thing for the translucent ones here is give me water clarity of about probably, around 4 foot of visibility, 3.5 or 4 foot, probably closer to 4 feet, a partly cloudy day, and some type of a light wind or calm or light wind. Now, when you got those brighter sky conditions where it's a little bit brighter, water's a little bit clearer, I just find out I catch a lot more on the more translucent colors like this. Now, the opposite with that, if you've got a low light day, and say you've got some off-colored water where the water visibility is about 2 foot, and you've got a cloudy day, or it's early in the morning, late in the evening, you got shade on the water, that's when I like these brighter ones. This is like some type of a bright chartreuse matte finish like this. This is a really good color under low light conditions. This is one of my favorite colors here, guys, to start out with right off in the bat in the morning. It's like if I get out there right at daylight, you got a lot of shade on the water, low light conditions, this thing stands out a lot and it'll get you some bites. But I can promise you, once that sun comes up and the sun hits the water and you lose your shade, they're gonna stop biting this one, with the exception if you're fishing for smallmouth with it, you can still catch them on that. Now the next one is one of my favorite colors for the month of June, which a lot of people don't use, is any type of a perch pattern. Now, you guys know that watch the channel a lot, you hear me preaching and talking about the bluegill spawn all the time, because if you're a shallow water angler like me, the perch spawn is a critical element for you to catch bass in shallow water in the summertime. And this perch pattern, Whopper Plopper, is really, really good in the month of June when you have bluegills spawning. So I'll take this thing. Doesn't really matter the conditions. It can be cloudy, rainy, bright, whatever. But I'm fishing those type of areas with this where I think those bluegills are spawning and those bass are looking after the bluegills. So back of the coves, back 2/3 of the coves, flatter banks, all that type of stuff is the time for the perch pattern. And finally, probably my overall favorite color for just a bunch of different conditions is the black. The black is hard to beat. You can catch them on in cloudy weather, sunny weather. It'll work in clear water. It'll work in off-colored water, calm conditions, choppy conditions. If you say, Randy, you can have one Whopper Plopper color, it would be this loon color, the black. This is a really good color, catches them about anywhere that you go. But the thing that you want to do is if you've got a Whopper Plopper bite going on and you know the fish are biting them and they're in that mood and personality to hit them, you've got to change the colors throughout the course of the day in order to keep that bite going. So for example, I may start out with this one right off the bat in the morning. Then maybe as that sun gets up just a little bit and it's a little bit too bright for that bright one, I may go to a black one. Then say for example, if I'm fishing these things on points or on the edge of grass beds, up in the day I may move back and look for bluegills, start fishing the perch pattern. And then up in the day, as the sun gets bright, maybe the water's got to clear, maybe the wind lays down, I'll go to the translucent. And just those subtle color differences and making those color switches in there a lot of times add up to a lot of different opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise. But ultimately, guys, you have to let the fish decide. It's like that's a foundation you can begin with, but you have to let the fish tell you what they want. I have seen situations where it's the opposite. Everything that I told you is the direct opposite, but more than not, what I just told you usually holds true. But keep an open mind, experiment. Just if the fish are hitting a Whopper Plopper and you're getting a few bites on it, that's a good chance and a good opportunity to change up colors till you find the one that they like better than anything else. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. We'll talk later.